Now, Ali Drew is out and about in the arena right now. I know who she's with. Now, think about this, Spencer, right? There's very, very rarely does a fighter get to call time on their career with that signature win. I think of Carl Froch landing that big right hand on George Groves and riding off into the sunset. And the other fighter that I know where you're going. The other fighter that I think about is Kell Brook. That's right, old chocolate brownies himself, sprinkling the sugar on the fists, ready to rock and roll, getting it against his old adversary, Amir Khan, off to retirement with a boatload of cash in his back pocket. But he's talking, mate. He's talking. He's talking about coming back.
Catman, that's where I was going with it, my friend. That's where I'm going. Listen, yes, fighters retire. They say they've had enough of it. They're sick of it. The training camps, the wear and tear on the body. Guess what? 2 months goes, 4 months goes. We hit the 6-month mark. Whoa, all of a sudden, I'm getting a little bit itchy shoulders. I'm getting itchy fists.
That's it.
I want to get back in there. Does Kell Brook want to go back there? I'm hearing rumours, my friend.
Right, well,
I'm hearing rumours.
Let's find out, because Ali Drew is with Kell Brook. How much money will it take to get Kell Brook back in the ring, Ali?
You just asked what you were saying, and I just said that you were talking about him, about coming back plans, how much it will take. We'll talk about that in a sec. We are here at ringside. How are you enjoying the atmosphere so far?
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. I've not been to a show for a while, but yeah, I'm enjoying the fans as loud cheering and roaring, and some good fights on tonight.
Yeah, have you missed being at fight nights and being involved in them, and does it give you a bit more itchy knuckles being ringside?
Of course it does, you know. This is what we do, this is what we've done as a kid. It's in us, we're warriors, you know, like from the Roman days. So, of course, you know, the atmosphere, you know, it just brings it all back again, and it's, my knuckles start getting itchy.
Now, the main event tonight, homecoming for Natasha Jonas, it's going to be unbelievable in here. The noise is going to be through the roof. Just what are you expecting from that fight?
I can see it being a war. Agla Hearns, the women version, you know what I mean? Natasha Jones comes to bring it. Maya, she's an experience. She's going to come. They both had a fantastic training camp. So the crowd's in for a wild night, you know what I mean? We're in for a treat. You know, but I'm hoping Natasha, you know, I've followed her for many years, and I hope that she can get it tonight. But it's gonna, you know, it's a 50-50 fight. It's a great fight, and we're the ones that we're going to enjoy it.
Now, back to you, and all the stuff we've been seeing this week about possibly coming back out of retirement, certain names that might interest you. Where are we at with it? What is happening?
Yeah, I'm just saying, you know, like, it's getting talked about. Yeah, listen, it can happen. It can happen. I can come out, can take me slippers in my pipe and put them to one side, get my running trainers back out, my gloves, dust them off, and shut, you know, and get that adrenaline going again. Get the fans, because for me, you know, when I speak to the fans, they've not had a night like when me and Calm were in Manchester. So, listen, it can happen again, you know, and I'm excited. I can tell that everyone wants it again.
Everyone does want it. That night was unbelievable. I was there. The atmosphere was incredible. Is it Chris Eubank Jr. you're going to come back out of retirement for?
Yeah, I think his name is there. His name, you know, he's the one what's getting talked about the most, you know. And it's a fight, you know. I don't like the guy. It's a fight that the fans are going to definitely get a treat from start to finish, from the build up to the fight. You know, and it's a fight that I can get out of bed for and get out of them silk sheets and hit that road.
Are you getting out of those bed sheets for training? Are you in training now?
I'm training. I am training. You know, because it's good to train anyway. But listen, you know, as soon as the green light goes on and we can make it happen, you know, I'm willing to put them 3 months for our training into to entertain again, like I do.
I think you're pretty set on that, but hopefully we see you back in the ring soon. But enjoy tonight. Thank you for talking to me.
Thank you.
Top stuff, Ali. Thank you very much. Kell Brook with Ali Drew there. I've got a couple of things that I just want to pick up on that, right? I'll come back to Kell in a minute, because he's just brought up the Chris Eubank Jr. thing. And I know that you've been speaking this week about Chris Eubank Jr. Be honest with me. What do you want to see Chris Eubank Jr. do next?
For me, I think for Chris Eubank Jr., I think he needs to go on. We need to see him challenging for that world title. I think that's where he needs to be looking now. If you're talking about legacies and, you know, coming out of his father's shadows, etc., we've seen him in the big fights. We've seen him in the big nights. You know, he's had that great win against Liam Smith. He needs to now go and build on that. You know, what is he, 35 years of age to say? Time is running out. I need to see him step up, box for a world title, and go from there, because that's what it's all about for me right now. That's where he needs to be. I don't want to see him in fights like, you know, I know there's talk there of Kell Brook coming out of retirement, and yeah, it's a fantasy fight, but listen, it's a fight that's, when it's been and it's gone, it's gone. You know, I don't believe in all that. You know, it's what Kell Brook they're talking about. You know, the temptation, he's getting itchy knuckles, the temptation to coming back. Is he mistaking boredom and coming back for the wrong reason? And that's a big problem. Fighters that do that come back for the wrong reason,
of course,
because they've got no direction. They've lost their identity. They've got no direction in life. They've got, you know, no get up and drive. The only thing to do that is by making a comeback. Well, that's the wrong reason to come back and get in this ring, you know, because it is a young man's sport, and it's like, you know, it's one of those that you can't come back for the wrong reason. It's a dangerous place to be. And for me, if I'm honest, Kell Brook, great fighter, unbelievable servant to the game, brilliant ambassador of the sport, you know, going over to America, winning the world title. You know, the way that he won that world title against Sean Porter will go down in history. You know, it'll be a memorable victory, that will. Coming back, that last fight against Kell Brook, that was the fight for him that cemented his legacy, cemented and put everything to bed. I think had he lost that fight to Amir Khan, we would have been in serious problems. I think he would have had serious mental health issues. I don't think he would have ever got over that. But him coming through the way that he come through and getting that victory, that was his night, that was his moment. Enjoy your life after that, Kell. Do you know what I mean? You get to a stage, that's where I'm at with it. You know, I just don't want to see him come back for the wrong reason. That's because I like the guy on a personal level.
Look at this, no friction on the show there, because I am in total agreement. Regarding the Eubank Jr., the question that I threw your way, right? We see him really well ranked with the WBO. He's the #1 with the WBO, and he's currently the #2 with the WBC, for whatever this is worth regarding sanctioning bodies. The time is now. 2024, we need to see Chris Eubank Jr. roll the dice, and let's see whether it is all true, whether he can become a world champion. Now, don't get me wrong, the holders of those straps right now are legitimate guys. Yanni Beck, who is the guy with the WBO, and obviously the joint with the IBF at the moment, he for me is the best of the lot at 160 right now. You've also got one of the Charlo twins in there, for whatever that's worth, because he's been stepping up in weight and what have you, currently holding the WBC. Chris Eubank Jr. absolutely will go into both of those contests there as the underdog, but you're never going to find out unless you have a go. Have a go, let's find out whether you can become a world champion. And all these other fights, they're not going anywhere. For example, a trilogy with Liam Smith absolutely will still be on the table should he fall short at world championship level. We've got the situation with Conor Benn, we know about this, and if he can get his licensing agreement sorted out, then of course this will still be there later on down the line. Josh Kelly's coming through now, he's looking really good once again. Maybe that's something that you can look at a later time. Nathan Heaney, he's just become British champion at 160. Maybe that is something that can happen at Stoke Stadium. But regarding the Kell Brook scenario, very rarely does a fighter get to retire on such a high. And as long as his bank balance is nice and full and brimming, stay on the couch, man.
Absolutely, man. Listen, trust me on this one. Kell Brook doesn't have to get up. He's got no purpose to get up because he has got silk sheets. The bank account is looking healthy. You know, he's feeding well, my friend. He's feeding very well.
Feasting.
All Kell Brook needs to do is find direction in life, because when a boxer retires, he loses that identity. And when he loses his identity and he's got to fit into life as a normal civilian, that's where the difficulty is. Kell, go and get a manager's license, go and get a trainer's license, bring through the next Kell Brook. That's where we're at, man.
Come and hang out with us at talkSPORT,
Come
mate.
and hang out with us, even better, man.
We'll have a bit of banter on a Saturday, won't we, eh?
We know he loves a night out, old Kell Brook. We ain't bad on the dance floor.
We'll have a
we
go.
Can do it. We can have a go.
Kell, there you go. Job offer for you. Come and hang out with us at talkSPORT, pal. Don't be getting back involved. Like I said, as long as you're financially safe, mate, no need, because you've nothing left to prove. Done it, been there, got the T-shirt, job done. Don't need to give anybody else any bragging rights over you in the not too distant future. But regarding Eubank Jr., I would love him to challenge for a world title this year, because all those other fights that we're talking about, I know that Liam Smith's been shaping up this week, speaking to you as well. It's not going anywhere.
No, I totally agree, mate. Listen, the Liam Smith fight, the trilogy, will happen, must happen. But listen, now Eubank's at that age. He's at the ripe old age. What is he, 35 years of age, I believe he is. He's at that stage of his career where the next 12 months are seriously important. He's really well ranked with all the governing bodies. Take that opportunity now, my friend. Fulfill your dream. Cement your legacy. It's all about winning world titles. When boxers start boxing at a very young age, you don't dream about, yeah, of course the money is a bonus and it's prize fighting and that's what it's all about. But the original dream when you're a young kid is to win the Olympics. And I want to be a world champion. I want to tell my kids, my grandkids, that's what it's all about, my old son. Go and win the world title. Don't worry about anything else, because them other fights will always be there.
Absolutely.
Can I just say something about Kell Brook? Because I was listening and biting my tongue as I was hearing all that. I would hate to see Kell Brook back in a boxing ring. Absolutely hate. And there's a lot of difference between beating a washed-up Amir Khan, and let's be honest, that's what he was, against a very live and with it Chris Eubank Jr. I think there's a serious possibility that Kell Brook could go in there and get hurt and come to regret it. You know, he's had some great fights, he's had some very hard fights. He's been in there against the likes of Golovkin and he's been really, you know, taken a pummeling. He's paid for the riches that he's got, and I don't think that he needs anything more now. And I was listening to one of those lovely life stories that Tris Dixon does online, and his, I think it was 250th life story that he did was with Joe Calzaghe. And Joe, as we know, is 46-0, never lost as a pro. And he said a lot of people, and Tris agreed with this, would say that really you're 47-0 because you beat the very real possibility of people seducing you into coming into a comeback against Carl Froch or whoever, one he didn't need. And I think that, you know, a lot of fighters retire and come back and regret it.